Throughout human history, there have been very few key moments that completely shocked the world of the time, among the likes of World War II, the landing on the moon, and the release of Valor Detector. But maybe the most historical important event of them all, the one that completely changed the world we see today, is the fall of the legendary Roman Empire in 476. But very few people know the many tales of the hidden players and actors who contributed to its happening. By the time of the foundation of the Roman Empire, Rome had already taken over the majority of the ancient world. From the green lands of Britain to the yellow dunes of Egypt, such a giant territory proved to be quite difficult to manage even for the bureaucracy of the now defunct Republic. The newly established Emperor Augustus knew that he had to bring order to chaos in a Rome still marked by the turbulence of the civil wars, and he decided to do so by employing a group of intellectuals with the help of his friends Mecenate to aim at calming down the masses and idolatrize his and Rome figure. Among this group of artists and writers, there was also a group of foreigners from the eastern land of Gensokyo called the Tengu Party, and among its ranks, one particular and eccentric journalist for the time stood out, Aya Shameimaru. Aya was a well-renowned writer among the culture of Imperial Rome. At first, Aya's article met great success within the lower classes of the population. Her ability to drive engagement and laughter from simple political debates in a light-hearted tone were found to be a great asset to the cause of Augustus and his successors to keep the masses in check. But deep inside, Aya was also known to be quite the ambitious writer, and soon enough, it didn't take long for some jealousy and malice to be brewing among the intellectuals of the Tengu Party. Aya began over time to resent more and more the success that another fellow Tengu writer-journalist, Atate Imekadu, was finding among the more literate part of the Roman population. This growing discontent with her being relegated to a writer for the illiterates and the poor led to her beginning to resent more and more Rome and its people, as she actually decided to investigate shady Roman imperial affairs, and it didn't take long for her to find something scandalous. She found out that the Moria Shrine, a precious foreign Rome ally of the time, has secretly been supporting the Lazio football club, Rome's historical enemy, in a conspiracy at a coup for the Italian Football Championship League. The imperial institutions tried talking it out with Aya to suppress the article from releasing, but it was too late. The bullet had already been shot. The article awakened great scandal among the masses of the Roman population. Doubts about the legitimacy of the Roman institutions began to arise, as the perfect image of the empire started to crack, as article after article, spoiler after double spoiler, Aya's streak of scandalistic journalism against the empire had only just begun. A deep social and economic crisis hit the empire due to the growing discontent with the institutions. The marketeers became unconnected. The night that the empire had fallen into seemed imperishable, and the phantasmagorical view that people had of the greatness of Rome was no longer one of a flower view. When the barbaric invasions happened, it was already too late. The Roman population had completely lost faith in the myth of Rome and offered very little resistance to the new invaders. The Tengu Party fled back to Gensokyo, and the damnatio memoria was placed on Aya and her fellow journalists as the cause of such a catastrophe. If only Aya would have not been so stubborn and would actually have talked out her grievances with Atate, maybe such an event could have been avoided. If Romans weren't put into so much discontent from Aya's scandalistic articles, maybe they would have the will and faith to keep the legacy of Rome running. The fall of Rome is an event that continues to affect modern society even today, and maybe if one saw such a petty Tengu journalist, today's world might have been very different. So with all the historical basis and fact that we now know, we can truly say that it's all Aya's fault.